it's Monday the 16th of September and I'm just going to do a very quick video update of what we got up to last week. Very busy. We achieved some of the things that were planned and we didn't achieve other things, and we fitted some things in place of others, so it's easier for me to give you a quick show round of what we got done. So as I said in the last update, Monday daytime was spent mostly bringing the electricity cable through from the barn next door, fitting these 3 lights here, marking out and measuring up for this window, and Chris was blocking the doorway, or using stone to block the doorway. So that was Monday. Tuesday daytime we had the machines, so we started to dig off all of the grass and soil from outside the stables and the road that will lead to the stables. So this was all dug off. Mitch was in the digger, I was in the dumper. While we were doing that, Chris was busy in here again, so he tackled the bottom of this wall, which was giving us a headache and we'd been putting off and we were worried about, and it was a lot better than expected. So he only had to, I say only, with the massive Kango hammer, it's not easy, he had to chip off all of the concrete and the rocks that were sticking out, because the part of this will actually be part of the inside stable wall, so it needs to be as smooth and level as possible. And then he came and joined us outside, so Mitch loaded the dumper up, I brought the dumper around with the tiles and the bricks in, and then Chris was raking and levelling this out and sorting the bits that were too big, that were still muddled up, putting them to one side, and then I came along with the dumper and picked most of them up. So we were tidying up as we went along. So that was Tuesday daytime. Then we had the saga Tuesday evening. After Chris went, Mitch wanted to carry on. I stupidly proposed that we tried cutting out the window, which was a lot more difficult than expected. So Mitch managed to grind out the template of the window and started chiseling away and hammering away. It proved to be very difficult, so we had to try to find the SDS chisel, or if not, the plan was to buy a new one in the morning to make the work a bit easier. Wednesday morning, me and Mitch continued to fill this area. So again, he was on the digger and I was on the dumper, and as you can see, Chris wasn't levelling off. This still needs finishing off really. But we've got a lot of stuff moved. So the huge pile that was outside the back room got smaller as the days went on. As you can see now, after 3 days, loads better. More of the stuff put over there to be levelled out. The soil that was dug off is over there. That'll be levelled out into that field afterwards. So yeah, that was Wednesday. So me and Mitch carried on with that. Yeah, while we were doing that, Chris carried on breaking out the window. We did find the SDS chisel and that worked a lot more easily. And then Mitch helped him to put the lintel in and the frame of the window. They shuttered it up and cast the concrete around it, and then the next day Mitch was able to take the shuttering off and we fitted the opening part of the window. In between stuff, I've just remembered, Chris also blocked up the top of this lintel, filled in the gaps around it and just tidied that up generally, because Mitch ran out of time when we put the window in because he had to shoot off to work. So that was another good job done. All the rubble from the window was tidied and shovelled up. The first bit of shuttering has gone in, thinking about the lines where we're putting it and stuff for the concrete. Then on the Thursday, it was the third day that we had the digger and the dumper So Mitch and I just literally carried on filling the driveway here as much as we could to remove the rubbish from outside the tack room. Putting it here, putting it opposite, sorting out the big stones, putting the big stones around what will be the garden of the gîte, all being well, because at the moment we don't really know what to do with them. So we decided to set an outline for the garden using the big stones, and then we can worry about them in the future, whether we'll then use them as a base for making a fence or continuing a wall. And then unfortunately we did get left with a pile of concrete, so we don't want that, and that's going to have to be dealt with in the future. That's our only thing that we didn't really get done that we would have liked to have got done. So that was Thursday. Then that brings us to Friday. So Friday the 13th. Friday I was working in the morning. Mitch had a bit of a slow morning because he was knackered from being so busy during the week. And then after lunch we went out shopping. So we just went into a local town to try and pick up a shredder, because we've got a lot of work to do out in the fields as well. And every time we make a field, there's just so much tidying up to do behind. We have to cut back to make the fence in the first place. Then we have to move the stuff that we've cut back. Then we have to burn the stuff that we've cut back, which we can't do half the time because it's too hot here or it's too wet during the times that you're allowed to do it. So we decided to invest in a shredder. So we ended up going to 4 different shops in Brusworth. And typically the last one had exactly what we wanted and it was on offer. So that was a bonus. So we ordered that, picked up a few bits that we needed, a new belt for the mower, stuff like that. And Friday evening I had to take the kitten to the vet. So we didn't get back till, well, I didn't get back till late. I can't remember what Mitch did while I went to the vets, but he potted around doing something. So that brings us to Saturday. Saturday we were up and off and out by 8:30 to go and pick up the shredder. Then we went with the shredder on to Cholet, which is kind of the next biggest town for us. And we spent from 9 till 3 shopping for the kitchen, which was a little bit unexpected, but we kind of got to the point where it was in the back of our minds that we were going to be getting the kitchen soon, definitely before Christmas. But it's kind of got to the point where enough is enough. We're not prioritising ourselves really, food, cooking, organisation. We just work, and because life's difficult, because we don't have a proper kitchen, because everything's temporary, etc, etc. So we decided to bite the bullet and go and pick up the kitchen units to at least make a start with storage and organisation and stuff like that. So Saturday, yeah, we got back about 3 or just before 3, unloaded the entire kitchen again because me and Roxy had to be out, so had to empty the van so that Mitch had access to everything while we were out. And then basically Mitch worked until at least 10 o'clock Saturday night doing kitchen cupboards, and then the same yesterday. So Sunday yesterday, no rest for the wicked. Kitchen all day, and we finished at 10:30 last night because he wanted to put the last unit up ready for him and Chris to carry on with insulating and plasterboarding the little lounge today, and we'd put all the kitchen into the little lounge. So according to Mitch, it had to go, and so it went. And so we start another week, Monday today, knackered, aching, but lots of progress. So I look forward to sharing the proper videos with you guys throughout the next week or so. Trouble with being so busy is I have no time for editing, and now we've got this little kitten who needs feeding all the time and looking after. So I've got to try to find some time to catch up with all my videos, because we've got some good stuff to show you.
We even managed to squeeze in a night out watching our favourite bands and eating fish and chips.